Mazel tov. Oh, here we are. We are recording. Let me hold up my placard so I know where we are today. This is service number 321, Rabbi Brian's Religion Outside the Box. And yes, I'm continuing the joke of writing the word box going outside the box. It is a Saturday gathering. It is May the 9th, 2026. Hopefully all of our friends who are on Facebook can hear us, and people on YouTube can hear us. And let's see who's here today. Hey, look, there's a whole group of people. Hey, people, look at yourselves on the little screen. Thank you all for joining. Glad to see you. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Glad you guys are here. If you're on Facebook and you want to become one of the people in one of those little squares and join us live, please follow the links that are emailed to you. I'm Rabbi Brian. I don't know if I said that part. Hi. It says my name right there. Well, on my screen it says my name right there. Let me start with saying I had a tooth extracted 2 weeks ago, and as a lingering gift to that, I have a sinus infection. It's apparently very common to happen in tooth number 3. I don't know. But I'm a little bit low-level pain. And, I do have a question maybe somebody has an answer to. In the olden days, and folks, you are the right group to ask about the olden days. Some of you. Most of us. Do you remember there was the image of somebody and they always had a bandana around their head tied with a bow at the top to indicate tooth pain? What was that for?
Yeah.
Was the bandana going to help with the tooth pain?
I think it's swelling. It reduces swelling.
Yeah.
Oh, for like compression.
I bet they were using some kind of herbal thing. Like I knew somebody who used sautéed onions against his skin to help with pain.
Guess what I will not be trying later. There was another one. Lisa, you said something. You have medical knowledge. What did you say?
Yes, we're both medical. Compression reduces swelling in the face. Also, Chad's mentioned that you might put an ice pack, like underneath of the jaw there, to apply some ice.
To help the sinuses.
Help reduce swelling.
Well, if it's swollen, yeah.
It is swollen. This is
sinus infection. Just go get an antibiotic.
I got an antibiotic, and so far, holding everything. It has not broken the floodgates yet, and that's all I'm going to say.
Eat yogurt.
I got. Thank you. Okay, we have.
The wisdom of the internet is also saying that apparently, in addition to ice, sometimes in the olden days they would put poultices there.
That's what I was talking about with the onions. That's a poultice.
Somebody's going to have to help me out with the word poultice.
It's probably a
POU
concoction that they
POULTICE.
Yep.
You know what a mustard plaster is?
Yeah.
It's sort of a poultice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a counter irritant.
I'm going to write this one down and look it up later. Okay.
Basically, it's a soft, moist mass of material, typically a plant or material or flour, applied to the body to relieve soreness and inflammation, and kept in place with a cloth.
Okay, so now I know why this cartoon image happened, and I've learned the word poultice.
It also keeps you from screaming.
Thank you, Diana. I want to begin today with what I'm calling reports of progress. So, hey, did you have a theme? We looked at our themes from last year. Do you have a report of progress, something that you learned, boundaries wise, or anger management wise, or expressing love better wise, or Do you have a report from the field of some progress you made in any of these things that we talk about?
I had been doing a bit better with mine, is which is self-care, but I've been sort of sliding backwards a bit lately. So
Okay.
it's a good reminder that I need to switch directions.
Okay. I consider that a win. Do you want a sticker?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will post you a sticker. Let me make a note of that. Anyone else? Now that you know that the prize is a sticker, everyone wants to play. So get a sticker.
Mine was self-discipline. So when I have something that needs to be done immediately, I can do it. When I have big jobs that take a bunch of work but don't need to be completed immediately, I find like maybe once a week I can make myself work for 3 hours on it. And then I'll take a few days off and then I'll come back. But I did get a big job finished yesterday.
Stop the barking.
Well, I'm glad, Dan, and hopefully you're kind to yourself about your progress. Yeah, I'm going to tell you about Parkinson's law. Parkinson has two eponymous laws. I love these laws that are named for people. Parkinson's law says the amount of work, sorry, let me try it again. The amount of work will expand to fill the amount of time allotted to it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of work will expand to fill the amount of time allotted to it. If you have 2 weeks to get a project done, it's going to take 2 weeks to get a project done. You have an hour and a half to get that thing done, you're going to do it in an hour and a half. And then Parkinson has a second law, which this one most people never heard of. It's called Parkinson's law of triviality. And this one says that should there be a town that is building a nuclear reactor and a bike storage shed, the bike storage shed will take longer to build. And his thinking is that about a nuclear reactor, everyone goes, I have no idea how to do that. Let the experts do it. But a bike storage shed, everyone on the town council has an opinion. That being said, I think we have a birthday boy and a birthday girl today. Combined ages of 171, I believe. We have 86 and 85.
So good.
Okay, combined ages of 14. And we have a tradition here, which is to sing. Is there anyone else besides Bob and Carol who have a birthday in this week? We can add your names. We like to do this traditional song of happy birthday. And we are going to sing happy birthday to Bob and to Carol. And they have elected with song, so it goes something like this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Bob and Carol. Happy birthday to you.
We thank you, we do. We thank you, we do. We thank you, everybody. We thank you, we do.
Thank you.
Great, yeah.
That's a new one.
Lovely to celebrate with all of you. I have a thing to introduce, and then I have some topics for us to talk about. So I was emailing with somebody, and I had to look up when they had joined Religion Outside the Box, and they're in a coded category that's before 2015, and winds up that they've been reading my writing since 2009 or a long, long time ago. And I wrote to them. I wrote, "You've stuck with me since before my writing was good. And then I rewrote it in the email, and I wrote it, "You've stuck with me since before my writing was consistently good."
Oh,
It's a really big difference. You've stuck with me since before my writing was good, and you've stuck with me since before my writing was consistently good. We're going to leave my ego just as it is, and it's fine that I can be proud of my writing. What do we make of this? What do you make out of the addition of the word consistently? There's a big difference between "you've stuck with me before my writing was good" and "you've stuck with me since before my writing was consistently good." What do you make of the difference? What learning is there in that for you?
well, it's like the person stuck with you consistently. It could go either way.
Oh, they've stuck with me consistently since before my... Okay, yes, we can add that. What do you take out of that?
The writing has changed for the better.
Yes, my writing has changed for the better.
And as you
As a linguist, there's a presupposition, and before my writing was good, that your writing was at some point not good at all. Right? The presupposition in consistently good is that your writing was not consistently good, but it may have been good at points, and that provides this gap for self-acknowledgement to happen.
Right. It's much more compassionate to me to add in the word consistently. Was my writing good all the time? No. But it was sometimes good. Go ahead, Betsy. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you for jumping right in.
Okay, I say that as we learn and as we set goals, we set attainable goals, and then as we reach certain goals, then we're able to set higher goals.
That it's proximal.
So it's a higher goal to be consistently good.
Go ahead, Mary. Yeah, thank you.
I was
Thank
just
you,
thinking
Betsy.
from the. Was she done?
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh,
Thank you,
okay.
Betsy. Thank you, Mary.
Just from the viewpoint of the observer, if they saw your writing, if they stuck with you and saw, well, that was pretty good, and then just thought, well, maybe next time will be better, and the hope that, or the wish that it would be good again, kept them going.
They responded, thank you, Mary. They responded to me, "We've stuck with you because we like your heart."
Well, then you can give up writing.
I could save a lot of time.
Well, and I'm thinking that good is subjective.
It is.
Depending how well the person writes who is questioning the quality of your writing. So
That would be me and my judgment. But thank you, Ray. Go ahead, Stephen.
I would just add one word to add in a modicum of humility, which is my writing is more consistently good.
Yeah. I'm gonna be somewhat embarrassed with my lack of humility there, but if I had humility, I'd be perfect. Thank you, those of you who laughed at my joke. Is there anything you can do with this in your life where you have this idea that you aren't good at something, but it's really that you're not consistently good at that thing? What can you think of in your life where you actually are good at it, just not all the time? Like self-care. And self-care.
Probably many of the things many of us put down on that list of goals for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to be perfect at it. You just have to be getting better and sometimes good. All right, I'm going to move us along. Good to see all of you who just joined in. So I want to do a review of the 70% rule. And the 70% rule says that if somebody's telling a story and they misquote something, and then some of the facts are wrong, but the facts that they are wrong about don't change the message. They don't that it was a Tuesday, not a Thursday. It doesn't matter if you're right. Don't interrupt. Don't nitpick. And I had a question about this. I was thinking about the caves in France, the Lascaux. I don't know. Does anyone know how to say the name of the caves in France where they found the thousands of cave paintings, 17,000 years old? You know the caves I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Say it again.
I believe.
Sauvage.
Lascaux.
Spell it.
So I wrote it down, but I don't know how to say that word at all. Lascaux. Lascaux, of course. Lascaux. So there are these cave paintings that are 17,000 years old, which is just like unimaginable. And people go to this day to the south of France and they go on a little hike and they go and they see the cave paintings. But, and I verified this fact, I looked it back up to make sure I'm not spreading falsehoods here. The cave paintings that they bring tourists to are a recreation of the real cave paintings, because if you had that many people going in and out of the real cave paintings, the oxygen, see, now I don't know the details of what part of it goes wrong, but there's some human breath thing here. I'm going to give myself 70%. It doesn't matter to the point of the story. They bring people to not the real caves. They bring people to staged fake real caves, but they're not the real caves. Your friend's telling you, let's imagine that a friend is telling you, oh, I went to Lascaux and I saw the paintings, and you know, no, you didn't see the paintings. I mean, you saw paintings, but you didn't see the paintings. Does the 70% rule stretch wide enough to not tell them, well, I'm glad you saved your money to go to France, but you saw Fort. Like, do you tell them or do you not tell them?
Yeah.
They had fun, I'm not going to ruin their vacation that they took there to go see that. They probably spent a lot of money to go and see those things. So I'm not going to ruin it for them. I'm going to let them discover it on their own.
Okay, let me start with an earlier question. Thank you, Lisa. How many of us, and I'm going to totally, I put all my chips in on this one. How many of us have the desire to correct and say, no, you didn't go to, there go all the hands going up, okay? We all have the desire to correct them and to say, no, those aren't the real caves. Somebody tells you that Coke Zero actually has 1,000 calories, microcalories in it. Do you correct them? Like, where do we draw the line?
If you were a nutritionist and you were talking about losing weight and stuff, yes, okay, you correct them.
Would you tell them they went to the wrong caves?
No.
Okay, let me change the question. It's not would you tell them. Would you be able to refrain from telling them?
Barely.
Barely. I think that's the honest answer, right?
I think the question is also, Ellen, is it relevant? I mean, if you tell them before they leave to go see the caves, then they'll know that they're not going to see the real caves. But if you just afterwards, yeah. And also, this is probably a bad example because you would assume that they would know when they already went there that they were
I don't think the tourist industry there makes a big.
Tell. Yeah,
I think they keep it under wraps and they make it look like the real caves. It's not the real caves. Go ahead, Dan. Help me out. Dan, thank you for struggling along on this one.
I'm more concerned with correcting like misinformation and disinformation than something like that, the caves.
Is that not misinformation or disinformation?
It's not in any way that is important, I don't think.
That's the rabbi's point.
Do we let somebody has a theology that's completely off from ours? We keep our mouths shut, don't we? I'm going to just make that wasn't a question. I'm just going to tell us all that's what we do. I think.
For sure.
It depends to me on the consequences.
Depends on the consequences. Say more.
So
you're going to ruin their vacation. That's a huge consequence.
Well, if they were just planning their trip and they said, "Oh, we're going to go to these caves," I would be inclined to say, those aren't real paintings. That might save them some money, and they go, "Oh, let's go see something else." Or they'll say, "Well, that doesn't matter. I still want to see the caves."
Right.
But if you tell them afterwards, you might have ruined their vacation.
Okay.
There's a big difference between before and after.
Well, for me, it's really, does it matter to you? And what right do you have to tell someone else what's right or wrong? As long as it's not physically hurting them, it's not affecting you personally, just let it go.
Okay. Yes. We should. There are however many, 45 of us on the screen right now. We should let it go. I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell that we're going to all let it go in a week for an entire week. We're going to just let challenge accepted. Should we all try the next week? Non-necessary corrections should not be made by any one of us.
Right. I mean, we have to be very careful about telling anyone who your God is.
Fits in with this again. I did it. I linked the 70% rule and the 4-to-1 rule. That was my goal. I wrote that down. Every time we make a correction, we then owe the bank 4 neutral or positive comments to that person. You didn't go to the real cave. Well, now you got to fix that. You're in debt. Can I get some buy-in that you're willing to try?
I'm willing to try to not correct somebody. And in fact, I've been working on that. But the 4-to-1 bothers me. You know me, don't ask the 6th person if I was kind. So I could be kind 4 times and then ruin their vacation. Now, I don't want to do that.
Oh, we don't want you to do that either, Meg.
Yes. Well, how about saying, let's go together to this website about the caves and see what it's really like to see them. And then you discover together that if it says something in there about that, and then say, oh, wow, I didn't realize that they had made a reproduction of
You know something they don't know.
And that way you don't end up to be the villain, somebody who's raining on their parade.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
No, I think seeing a reproduction.
Wait, hold on, Emily. Hold on 1 second. Let's hear from Ray, and then we'll take Emily.
I disagree with that. You're taking them to this website because you already know that, and you want to show to them absolutely that they were wrong about that. That's how that strikes me, because I've had people do that to me.
Okay.
And that's how it strikes me.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you for saying. Go ahead. And Betsy, thank you for taking the correction from Ray well. Let's go to Emily now. Emily.
I think that the reproduction would be an event in itself. Amazing that they would be able to make a reproduction of it.
Yeah,
So
I'm not spending my tourist dollars on a reproduction.
I would do it.
Wendy, welcome aboard. What do you got?
Okay. So, having an art history degree, working in museums, my perspective is there's a kind of an easy, in my world, solution. There's nothing wrong with going and seeing reproductions because you are saving the originals from being destroyed from everybody touching them, the oils, the air. And so, if they were going, or even if they came back, it could be presented as, isn't it interesting that they've done this to save the originals? It's a neutral conversation versus posing it as negative, which is my opinion. Maybe I would choose not to go because they're not the originals. Maybe I wouldn't. But everybody here has had a different opinion if they would go or not. You can bring it up as a conversation starter without it being negative.
I like your tact. Thank you, Wendy. Who we got? We got John, then Ron, then Carol.
If memory serves correctly, I believe that all those images that I know I am in awe of from the Webb telescope are entirely fabricated. It's taking numerical data and
making it
offering
visual.
an interpolation of how that would appear. Right? They're not actual photographs of space. Does that lessen my awe
It's a good
at looking
point.
at them? No, not in the least.
Actually ups it. It's pretty amazing that we have the technology to turn sound into pictures, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Thank you, John. I still would feel slighted at the caves if I found out after. Go ahead, Ron, and then Carol.
So 25 years ago, I can't remember how long ago, a friend was hosting a delegation of Chinese professionals to Portland. And she asked me to sort of ferry them around in a van and introduce them to the sites. And I got the wild there are these terracotta soldiers from China that was at an exhibit at the Portland Art Museum. And there were only 2 stops, if I remember correctly, in the US. One was Los Angeles and one was Portland. And so I took this group of about 8 or 10 folks to this exhibit, and it turns out, and one of them started crying, and it turns out that they were from, this group was primarily from the same location where the terracotta soldiers had been found, and they had only seen reproductions of these soldiers. And for the first time, they were seeing the real thing.
Wow.
Of something that was from their backyard.
That's amazing. That's the exact opposite of the cave story.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you for sharing it. What a odd little tale. Go ahead, Carol.
I believe there's something called sacred space, and because of the way it hits you. And sometimes it's a place where many people have prayed for a long time. Very often it's a natural occurrence, a mountain, a cave, and that you can't make it sacred, you feel it sacred.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
And we should just simply respect people when they are moved by something. We can all go to the same museum and somebody sees something and they are taken, and the other person said, "What are you looking at that for?" They don't understand. It's not a question of understand, it's a question of feeling.
That gives me that. Thank you, Carol. That gives me so much, not sympathy, but so much reverence for who am I to. Why am I poking holes at the caves being fake caves? If people are penitent and moved by the what they see, why am I bah humbugging? I guess that's also that's exactly this is the 70% rule. Is we need to stop poking holes, and I'm being king of it with these caves. If it works and if it feels holy to other people, far be it from me to take that away. Thank you, Carol. That really heightens it. Chad and or Lisa.
I see it as if I know ahead of time and if I'm planning to go see Mona Lisa, for example, I'm not going to go see a fake Mona Lisa. You know, I want to see the real thing. But
Right.
in hindsight, if I go to the museum and I am seeing a fake Mona Lisa and I spent the money to get there, I don't want to know that I flubbed up and saw the wrong Mona Lisa.
Right.
Which in turn, you know, it makes you think about how AI has influenced our world and what is real and what is not.
It's a good point. Dan, who I believe is real, you have a comment.
I think what Lisa said actually is what I was thinking about what Betsy said, and was it Ray's reaction? I think Betsy was talking about showing that website before the person went, and perhaps before they paid money to decide to go, which may well make some sense. And Ray was saying, no, I wouldn't do that afterwards because it would be mean. And both are true.
Mm-hmm. Dan, does this give you any insight into this 70% rule?
Well, it's sort of an example, but the 70% rule is phrased as being about stuff that is kind of unimportant. You could argue that this one's kind of important, depending on how you feel about art and historicity and a whole lot of things.
Yeah. There's a quote that I want to share from Robert Brault, who said, "Yesterday I bent the truth to be kind, and I have no regrets, for I am far more certain as to what is kind than what is true." I'm going to say that again. Yesterday I bent the truth to be kind, and I have no regrets, for I am far more certain as to what is kind than I am what is true.
Amen.
For me, taking away somebody's the attempted robbery of somebody's experience at the caves of, hey, did you know that you just went and you saw a fake? Haha. Like, why do that? That's not kind. Lori, you can hear us?
Can you hear me now?
It sounds like you're in a large space, my friend.
I am in a church, sorry. I just wanted to say that alternatively, we have to be kind because certain people are very detail oriented and will poke holes in things. They're not really poking holes, they're just following their instincts.
Oh, very good point, Lori. Very good point.
So I think we have to look at where people come from.
Yeah.
Accountants and lawyers tend to be very sticky about that kind of stuff, and you have to look at where it comes from and not take too much offense to it.
It's a great point, and also about neurodivergence. There are people for whom the facts are the facts are the facts are the facts, and that is that it's almost not even a choice. It's a way of being. Go ahead, Diana. Oh, we're good? Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. I think
I'd
let's
like to point out that Greg is here today.
welcome back, Greg. Good to see you in your own home. It was good to see you last week as well. I don't know. I've never used this phrase before. It's a different thought, different topic. I heard somebody say, it is one thing to speak for your discomfort and your anger, and it's something other to speak from your discomfort and your anger. It's one thing to speak for your discomfort and your anger, and it's another thing to speak from your discomfort and your anger.
It makes sense.
I see some heads nodding. I see more heads nodding. It's one thing to speak from your discomfort or your anger. You know, I'm really disappointed that you did that. Or, I'm really mad that this is what's going on. It's one thing to speak for your anger and your discomfort. It's another thing to speak from your anger and discomfort. I won't demonstrate the latter.
Pretty ugly.
Okay.
That makes me think of putting that space in between reaction and response.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Add in a little bit more space. But it's also a mindset, right? We used to tell Annie when she was little, it's okay to be mad, just don't be mean. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to speak for your anger and discomfort. It's another thing to speak from it. Go ahead, Diana.
To me, the from indicates there's something more than just having the emotion, that there's a root cause, a boundary violation, or, there's something below the anger that you're trying to express rather than just
expressing the anger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. I don't know if that topic goes much further than what we've got so far. But that's not up to me at this point. Go ahead, Meg.
I'm thinking that maybe it's better to not express your anger and then go to the second stage of I was angry that you blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Rather than, is that what you're saying? I guess that's
Yeah. Speaking from your anger is blah. And speaking for your anger is I am angry, I am disappointed, I am mad.
Okay.
Representing.
Yeah, I think I said it backwards, Brian. I meant the speaking for your anger acknowledges the source.
That there's something there. Speaking from, well, you can acknowledge that there's anger there either way. Mm-hmm. It's just the impact's going to be so different. Go ahead, Alan. Help clear us up.
Yeah, so I think this is related to the complaints, because when we were talking about the yogurt complaint, I thought it was interesting. The tone was just, oh yeah, it's hard to open my yogurt. And that's very different when you complain and you say, this damn, it drives me crazy, whatever. It's a lot of complaint.
Interesting. So Ellen's talking about something that happened before we started the recording. So
true.
Some of you don't know. At half hour before we start and broadcast, people gather in. It's kind of like, chatting in the parking lot before a gathering. We were talking about complaining. And we had a wonderful example given from Ray. And Ray, I'm going to assume you're all right with me sharing. Yeah, okay. That Ray can't use his right hand right now. And he was saying how hard it is to open his yogurt lefty and to eat his yogurt lefty. He's not naturally left-handed. And that he was talking for his frustration, but he wasn't talking from his frustration.
I'm in the middle of this thing, but I'm going through Bill.
Thank you, whoever caught the rogue microphone. So there, we'll keep. I'm going to keep this card going. That there's a difference between for and from. I think it's also an adult maturity thing. I wouldn't expect a 3-year-old to be able to speak for their anger. 3-year-olds speak from their anger. Okay, let's do people for whom we want to lift up in light and love. Maria, you ready with that list?
I am. These are the people to whom we are sending light and love. Joanne Tobin and family, Cullen and kids, Nick and Julie, Lois and Daryl, Patrick and Isabella, Sheridan H., Arulane Hill, Ebony, Alex C. and Barbara G., Rosie, Rita S., M., and Rita W. If there is another person in our community to whom we can offer light and love, please put their name in the chat, and I will add them to the list on Facebook. And for the people who aren't named, but who are in our thoughts, we send them light and love as well.
Thank you, Maria. I'm going to try to fix that. There we go. Thank you all. A few quick announcements. If you're looking for how to get less frustrated and have more patience, I will be teaching that next week. That's a joke.
I can't wait.
Thank you. And the announcement we always make, and if you need to read this aloud to say for yourself, please read it aloud so you remember that this is true. Yes, even for you. It's okay not to be okay.
Not to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay. Lots of other things we can be. We can be not okay and still kind. We looked at a whole bunch of things last week that we can be while we're not okay. And it's okay not to be okay. Boy, the pressure for us all to be perfect all the time. It's fucking bullshit. Doesn't do us any good. I found a poem on love, a quote on love that I wanted to share with you. It's from a website called heymom.co. It says, when you don't know what to do, love. It disarms the most difficult situation. It allows everyone some space to think and to process. It offers grace when there aren't any answers. It keeps us from saying and doing things we later wish we could take back. When you don't know what to do what you know. Love. In keeping with that thought, I sent the following text to someone last week. I wrote, hold on, that's not working. I wrote, if I'm supposed to, I was listening to James Taylor. If I'm supposed to shower the people you love with love, then I should send you this. So that was what I sent. And I got the response, you brought a much needed smile to my face and warmth to my heart. I love you. Folks, we haven't done this for a while. I'm going to give homework. You don't have to use my words, but I would like each and every one of you to send a note this week to someone who would be a little surprised to get a note from you, letting them know that you love them. I don't know what that will do to the world, but I can't imagine it would do anything but good. So let's try that and check back next week, and I'm going to tell you a story. Everyone good with the homework? You do not get any bonus points by sending the email to me. I do appreciate that, but I want you to send it to someone else as well. A story called The Hat and Insanity. Story is called The Hat and Insanity. The story goes like this. I go to the well to fill up my bucket with water. There's no water in the well. I go back the next day with my bucket. There's no water in the well. The next day, I go back to the well. There's no water. Let's speed this up. The next day, I go to the well with my bucket, but this time I'm wearing a hat. That's the end of the story.
You're wearing a hat because it's raining and you know there will be water in the well.
Thank you, Ray.
Good one, Ray.
Very good.
Extra point to Ray. The point of this story is there are people who devalue us. There are people who are rude to us. There are people who we know do not have the space to give us the love that we'd like to get. Yet we go back to them time and again, and we think, well, this time I did an accomplishment so big, of course my aunt's going to tell me that it's a good job. But she doesn't, because it's not in her nature. I want you to think for a moment of a thing that you do habitually where you know better. But somehow you think to yourself, but this time I'm wearing a hat. This time they'll accept me. This time they'll love me. This time there will be water in the well. I think we all do this. Can I get some facial recognition software going on here? We all, this phenomenon I'm talking about. And for lack of another name for it, I'm calling it the hat and insanity. There's a quote that says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And I think the true quote is, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but then doing one little thing differently and expecting a different result. Doing one little thing that's unrelated. One little thing that couldn't change the thing. And sometimes there's one little thing. I'm getting myself a little into.
It's okay.
Jane taught me the phrase, don't look for a blessing from someone who can't give it to you. You have a narcissist in your life? Don't expect them to be proud of you. It doesn't matter that you just wrote a best-selling book. They're a narcissist. That concludes the notes that I have about this part of the hat and insanity.
I
Go
want to
ahead,
give
Maria.
2 examples, and I had mentioned this one earlier in the week. And I got to say, it may seem inconsequential when Mom is in the car that we would hit more green lights. But we both noticed it on Thursday. We were just flying along, hitting all the green lights. So I know.
That's
Okay.
one example. And the other example, Maria?
The other example is actually on the point of it. In that I kept going back to a certain family member expecting to be treated with respect.
Right.
And it wasn't happening. And I finally learned that they're not going to change.
Did you try a hat at any point?
Probably. I'm sure I did over the years.
I'm not talking a literal hat. I'm talking, is there a
No. I know. I know. Yeah. I'm sure I did. Probably I can't think of a specific
Yeah.
example, but I learned that it's not going to change. And so like I set a boundary because I deserve to be respected. So
Good for you, Maria.
it took quite a while to learn that one.
Everyone else is way ahead of you on that, Maria. We've all
Probably.
mastered this by now.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
of course
slow.
not. I'm still sending you stickers, Maria. You're not getting any extra. Go ahead, Ellen.
Yes, this is a story about love. Is that okay?
What kind of rabbi would I be if I'm like, here's a story about love? No. Yeah, of course.
So last weekend I attended a meeting of a bunch of ministers, and Rabbi Brian spoke at this meeting, and they were all scribbling notes. I was surrounded. I was not one of them. They allowed me to be there because I was going to hear Rabbi Brian, and they were madly scribbling notes while you were speaking. And I pictured each of them having a congregation, and clearly, I mean, you were love, 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 that was going to spread to all of those congregations. And just the picture of that was wonderful. That's all.
Wow.
Thank you. It was lovely last week to speak to this conference of ministers.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I got to be the headliner and the entertainment for a bunch of ministers. It was pretty cool. Thank you for showing up there, Ellen. It was lovely, and I appreciate that we had a hug.
I did not get a sticker.
Oh,
Maria,
wow.
Maria, once you get yours, would you send one to Ellen?
I absolutely will.
But I've never seen people so happy to get stickers.
Oh, yeah. So I told the little way of background. When I taught high school, I used to give stickers to students, which is usually reserved for fourth grade and below, is sticker economy. And I told the ministers how I would give stickers to people who gave right answers. And this group of United Church of Christ ministers, you should have seen how excited they were when they answered. They participated with me. I said, "Okay, you get a sticker," and they were like children. It was just adorable. It was very sweet. Thank you for bringing that back to attention. There's a horrible video. If anybody wants to see through it, send me an email. It wasn't meant for being broadcast, but somebody recorded it. Carol, you had your hand up.
I was just going to say that I didn't put on a hat. What happened is I was going to my graduation for my doctorate, and I was wearing my Phi Beta Kappa key, and my aunt was visiting, and she said, "What are you wearing around your neck?" I said, "My Phi Beta Kappa key." She said, "Whose?" I said, "Mine." She said, "You made Phi Beta Kappa? I speak to your mother every day on the phone, and she never mentioned that you made Phi Beta Kappa." Mother never noticed it, but my aunt forced her to notice it, and this was many years later because that was from college, and this was at my doctorate.
It's wonderful, wonderful.
She was my hat.
She was your hat and your pin. Good. I'm going to bring in another quote from Rumi. Not exactly related to what we're talking about, but it's just such a beautiful poem, and I've wanted to bring it. It says, "This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture, still treat each guest honorably. He may be cleaning you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them all at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond." I'm going to add to that quote. This is Hafiz. It's much like a guest house, but it says this.
I
That's a
want
little
to
too
see. I
small.
want that. I want that poem.
I will send it to you. This is Hafiz. He said the following. Fear is the cheapest room in the house. I would like to see you living in better conditions, for your mother and my mother were friends. I know the innkeeper in this part of the universe. Get some rest tonight. Come to my verse tomorrow. We'll speak to the friend together. I should not make any promises right now, but I know if you pray somewhere in this world, something good will happen. God wants to see more love and playfulness in your eyes, for that is your greatest witness to God. Your soul and my soul once sat together in the beloved's womb playing footsie. Your heart and my heart are very, very old friends.
Mm.
I love this idea that your soul and my soul sat together in the beloved's womb playing footsie.
Yeah.
I'm going to share this with all of you on the screen, everyone watching. We are all connected. By Zoom, yes, but by something else too. It's a beautiful thing when we realize it. Go ahead, Jack. Jack, you're on. Your microphone's not picking you up, brother. Still not. Jack's microphone has been brought here to teach us all patience. There you go, Jack. We can hear you now. No, that wasn't you. We can't hear you, Jack. But I know you were tickling everybody's feet under the table. I'm going to sign us off for today. Thank all of you for coming. Thank you all for being here. Next week we will be doing this live from Nashville, Tennessee, where I'll be speaking on the 17th at a church. But the day before will be a Saturday, and I will be with you, but from Nashville. And there's a chance we might have a special guest. I'm not going to make any promises right now, but I'm really hopeful that I'm going to be able to broadcast with somebody who you will all love. Okay. Wave. You all have some homework to do. See you next week.